Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Friday. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going amazing. Had a great start to my day today. Just a good week. It's been overall a good week. I had a rough start at the beginning. I was very tired, and for no apparent reason. Women and women's cycles and the time of life that I'm going through, which I hope to share all that eventually one day. So I'm going through it, going through the stages, trying to document things here and there, and I'm like, okay, it'll be good to do like a entire video where it makes sense from somewhat start to ending, but I'm not there. I'm kind of like still in the beginning. So I'm like, you just go with the flow. It's like, I'm just glad to feel good. Glad to feel good. Feel amazing. Keep pushing forward. It's good. You see that sunshine out there? You know it's a good day when the sun is out. So today's Friday, so we are going to make a bunch of food. I've got a list of things to do today, some things to make extra to kind of stock up that we've been using and eating, loving it. I'm thankful for my time at home. There's nothing wrong with buying stuff at the store. I did it. Go look back to 2 years ago when we moved here, and probably for that whole first year, about a year and a half of buying a lot of processed stuff. Because you know what? Life is busy. And just trying to get through your day, there is no shame if you got to go buy chocolate syrup, or if you want to go buy chicken patty sandwiches, or you got to go buy taco seasoning, or buy your own bread. All those things, zero shame on that, because sometimes life is just getting through it. And if that's what you got to do to make life easier, you go ahead. Don't worry about watching videos where people say, you're not making your food homemade, you're a failure, you're not doing good if you're doing this. No, don't let people do that. I'm here to show you, like, my life. You can see me going through stages and phases of life. I wish I could have done YouTube way in the beginning, a little busy, but just to show the difference in things. It goes through patterns. Like, most of the food we make is still from the beginning. Like my cookbook that I have, those recipes we use today, we've been making those since the beginning of time. Probably not the very beginning of our marriage, because I was learning how to cook, but for like at least after the first 5-6 years, something like that. So it's been a long time making the same things, but I've gone through phases where, you know what, we ate out a lot. We grabbed dinner a lot eating out. We went through phases where I bought a lot of stuff packaged at the store. We went through phases where we did a lot of discount store shopping in the mountains, and it was easy to buy prepared things. It was cheaper, by the way, too. So, and then now I'm getting to where, and then in the beginning, when we had a lot of little kids, I did a lot of things, most everything from scratch, from homemade. I would do my own canning. I did my own, gardening. I did grinding up the wheat to make the bread, all those things. Like a lot of that. And then now I feel like my phase of life, I kind of get to go back to a lot of that and make a lot of things from scratch. But there's been like a whole roller coaster in between. So zero, don't feel bad watching things, and don't feel like you have to, oh, Amy's making her homemade buns today, I should be making them. If you can't, go buy them. Because you know what, you can go look back probably a year, yeah, I'm sure a year and a half ago when I bought them, But if you look back 20 years ago, you saw where I made them. So it just depends on your life and the situation of things. So I'm going to be making a lot of things from scratch today. But we also have things processed, so that's okay too. So it's going to be an amazing day today. But I do want to share with you real quick. Remember when we had practical homeschooling? I talked to you about, this is a homeschooling magazine, Mary Pride. She's been doing this for so many years. And what I love about Practical Magazine is it's written by a lot of homeschooling moms. So there's a lot of things that are just hands-on real stuff. Like you get a lot, you get advertisements, you get things like that, but most of it's all written by people, normal moms, and people giving their input and things like that. And so what has been awesome for me is I do a homeschool curriculum. For those of you that know, my homeschool curriculum I give for free away on my website. I think I've shared that so many times, you guys probably know. And so just a way for parents to still teach their children the basics. It covers just the basics in schooling. There's some extras, but the basics. So there's like no reason not to homeschool, because you can do it and do it with the free stuff. And so I started doing a home ec course, and that was one of my first books that I did as a home ec book. And I have a course on my website for free. It's the same thing as the book. It's just go on there and you get it for free. But I bought the book I do the book as people want to purchase it to support what I do. And so that gets nominated for curriculum for Mary Pride's. Every single year she does Reader's Choice Homeschool Awards, and she covers every single category. There is just like, if you look at the voting ballot, it's like a gazillion, because it's like, it goes, mine's under, I'm trying to think, it's called the science, right? Whatever the science, it's not like practical science, applied science, whatever it is, but there's just so many things. But it's good because you can go on and see the ones that win the places, and they're all voted on by like real people, thousands. It says thousands of people entered the voting thing for it. And so, and then it says the ballots have been cast and this is what the results are. And so I've been on their list for like years. It's been many, many years that I have been doing it. So this year I was nominated and I got second place, which is awesome. I've gotten first place. I've tied for first place. I've been runner up. I've been second place. Was I third place before? I think I was third place before too. So awesome. So I'm excited, and like award, awesome. That's great. But like, I don't care about this. It's the fact that it drives people to my website, which is free. There's no ads. There's none of that. Not like YouTube. And so it gets people to know, oh, there's homeschool curriculum available. Oh, there's stuff I can do with my kids, and all I gotta do is download it for free. Like I don't have to sign up for anything. No, it's all free. So I'm excited for that. So thankful to that, because then this year, you guys know I did a new book, and this is my new homeschool curriculum that it's very small. Look at that. Because on my side, I have a lot of worksheets, a lot of pages, because people are in that mindset. I am too, to a point of like, you gotta sit and you gotta do school for a little bit of time. But I was very much inspired by Charlotte Mason and Ruth Beechek and their philosophy on teaching, and it's more of an unschooling approach. Still doing some, but like, let's teach real life skills. And so I'm just starting on my series, and this is gonna be real learning for real life. And it goes through how to teach kids from kindergarten through third grade. Like right here, I remember reading this book of Ruth Beechek, and hers was based like this, and it was just, but it's just older style book. And I'm like, okay, how can I implement that into today's modern world? And so that's where this book has come. And so I'm excited to share this. So this I have linked below if you want it. It's a read. It goes through, it gives you very, very practical things on what to do, like real life. It gets you out of the mindset of sitting at a desk for 6 to 8 hours a day like they want you to do in school, and gets you thinking of, okay, real life and like the kids' future. And then also I'm including a gazillion, not a gazillion, lots of downloads, hundreds of downloads with this. So you can get pages that you can print off. So basically, if you have this, I think I recommend getting like a ruler, a dice, paper and pencil, like simple things. You would letter tiles. That was another one to purchase, like from a Scrabble game or Bananagrams, and that's like, or you can make your own too. But like, that's all you would need, like to do schooling with your kids. It really is very simple. And so I'd offer the pages to give lots of recommendations. They can use them specifically, but also just if you want to like just look at it and go, okay, this is what I would do, and get the whole mindset of how to teach their kids. So I'm excited for this. So excited for practical homeschooling. So thank you for those of you that have used my stuff, that have voted. Thank you for that. But it's more about getting the word out to people. So here's my new book. So you guys, this is linked below. This is like, I feel like this is the gold mine. Sure, the whole school print off thing is great too, because you get all of it. But this is where it transforms your mind to like, oh, that's how I can do that. Oh, so this will be linked below. All right, we've got lots of things to get going today. Lots of breads. I've got my list of things to make. I'm gonna go get all my ingredients out. We'll start making them. You ready? All right, let's go. All right, let's start making our bagels. That's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna make a double batch of bagels because everybody loves a yummy bagel, right? Do you? Yeah, and homemade ones, amazing. So what I am gonna do here is get in, for one recipe, it is 1 1/3 cups of water. And then you're gonna add in there, there it is. You're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of yeast. I'm doing double here, so. And then some sugar, 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm gonna add 3 because we're doing a bunch. There we go. Oops, there's my guy. There's a hair in there. That's okay, it's my hair, but that's gross. It happens to everybody. I know. I'll just show you mine. Okay, we'll let that sit for just a few minutes. So I put everything to my bread machine here. I got this on Amazon. I do have it linked in my Amazon store. Awesome. Game changer. If you have like a nice, the for $500 KitchenAid, which has it, even better. I don't have one of those. So this, I think, is the alternative because it's about 100, maybe 125, I think the price is on it. So definitely worth it if you make a lot of bread stuff. So let me just put this in here. We're gonna turn on and add the salt and the flour. You're gonna add in here for one recipe, you're adding 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt and 3 1/2 cups of bread flour. Okay, well, my dough is mixing up, doing its thing. I'm gonna come over here and shred some cheese. This is one of those things where I like to do it all at one time and get done, because I'm always like, oh, I'm out of cheese. Because you gotta pull out the machine, you gotta clean it. I understand the hand crank one is fine. I had the one that wasn't, didn't have the chute. It was more of a pain. So then I got this and I'm like, it's genius because it just shreds it so fast, but it is a little bit more intense to clean it, but that's okay. So we're just gonna shred it here. We'll have shredded cheese for a long time. Well, for a little bit of time. Okay, perfect timing. My bagel dough was done mixing, so now I just put it on the ferment setting, so I can just leave it in there and it can ferment in the same bowl. So I'm gonna I have a bunch of bread things to make today, so I thought I'll just do multiple things, and in between I'll just work on doing the other things while it's doing the bread. So I could put it in a bowl and let it rise somewhere else, but I'm just gonna focus on doing these. So this was good. This cheese is, sometimes the cheese is softer, and I've used mild cheddar before, and it seems like sometimes it's soft and just has a hard time getting gummy in here. It's not too bad today. So, all right, we're just gonna keep mixing. So a lot of it gets stuck underneath here, but it still works. Way better than shredded by hand. Okay, so not bad on the cleanup of that, just a little bit. So I'm just gonna wash those pieces off so I'm done with that, and then I'll be all finished. Okay, dough is still getting fluffy and doing its thing in there. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep just moving down my list, is make some chocolate syrup. This is like the Hershey's chocolate syrup, but 1,000 times better, and I promise. I know some things homemade are not like store-bought stuff, but this is, and way better. My kids love it. I was buying the chocolate syrup back in the mountains because I got it at the discount store cheap, and then I was even getting it, I think I bought it once here at Sam's Club, and then the next time I went is when prices went through the roof, and I was like, oh my goodness, how much for chocolate syrup? So I was like, surely I can make that. Ice machine. Yeah, you can make it, and it's way better. My kids love it. So I keep we keep it in a squeezy bottle in a refrigerator. Let me just double check, make sure there's not a jar somewhere. We keep in the squeezy thing. I'll probably fill it and put it in a glass quart jar because I have those now. And then when that's done, I can rinse that out and put it in there. So it's amazing. It's so simple. It's so yummy. It really is delicious. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna double my recipe so I don't have to do this again for a little bit. A single recipe, you're gonna add 1 cup of cocoa powder, and you're gonna add 3 cups of sugar, and then you add about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then what you do is mix in 2 cups water and and then let that come to a boil, and just boil it for a few minutes. I should get the right, it says boil for 2 to 4 minutes. I'm trying to think of the temperature. I Googled it one time, and so I'll look that up and see, because I have made it where it's a little more runny when I went for the 4 minutes, and then like and if it's runny, that's okay too, but it's nicer when it's kind of in between where it's a little bit thicker, like real syrup. So I'll get that as I'm done here. So let me add all that in here. Yes, it sure is a lot of sugar. I think we're quick to always see how much sugar people use in things, but then if we buy at the store, it's the same amount of sugar. Sometimes when you see it, it's a little more like, eh. So it's like I said, it's much better making it yourself than buying it at the store. So I'm just gonna stir this. I was mixing this in beforehand, but I just added all the water now. Actually, not this, I need a whisk. What am I doing? Whisk it, and then I use this to stir it. If you know and you watched yesterday, you know that I cleaned my stove so good yesterday. So I'm like looking at it right now and I'm like, plop, there's the chocolate, wipe it up. And then I'm thinking, I could keep this so clean today. Then I thought, I gotta like fry some chicken patty sandwiches today, and I know it's gonna splatter grease everywhere. And I'm like, that's okay. Keep it clean for a little bit. It's all good. Okay, this I looked up. It's 220 degrees. I'm not gonna forget that. What I'm gonna do while I'm doing this is I'm gonna make a batch of sugar syrup for my coffee. So basically, actually let's put the back one. You basically do the same thing. It's sugar and water. It's making a coffee syrup. I like doing, I stopped doing creamer in my coffee in the morning, just having black coffee, but in the afternoon, we like making that frozen coffee, which is just instant Bustelo coffee, the sugar syrup, and half. Absolutely love it. It's like my game changer favorite. But I was looking through the recipe book in the slushy machine. They had a recipe for coffee instant, or like a coffee slushy, and they basically had the same thing, but they added just sugar to it without just like making a syrup. So I was like, I wonder if you, and they literally pour it all together, actually dissolve it together in a cup. But I was like, I wonder if you could just dissolve it versus making the syrup. But I'm gonna make the syrup just because I already, we know that's good. So this is my homemade brown sugar. So you're gonna see it here. Remember how I told you it literally just, like, you're gonna be able to tell that the molasses just comes off of this. So that's only one. It's literally 4 cups of water there. It's gonna be a lot of sugar, I know. 2, 3, 4. Again, sugar syrup's just sugar, but as I stir it, you'll be able to tell. You're gonna see the molasses coming off, and you're gonna just see the little white crystals, just like before we made it. So this you just bring to a boil, just like you're gonna do the chocolate syrup. These are so simple. It's very easy to make your own coffee syrups. You can call it brown sugar syrup. It's sugar. It's basically, it's molasses syrup, molasses flavored. So when people want to make fancy coffee syrups, instead of calling it a brown sugar warm latte, it's basically a molasses in coffee and milk, right? That's what it is. So, it's all good. It just sounds better. I understand that. I would say warm brown sugar, because that's a better wording for it. So that you're gonna come bring to a boil. I'll check my temperature at 220 for both of them, and then it'll boil it for a few minutes. You just gotta kind of stir it. You don't have to be here the whole time, but it does bubble up. I've watched this one do that. This won't too bad. It'll just come to a boil, but and it'll just make a nice syrup. It's something you won't have to buy at the store, because you're paying for the packaging, you're paying for their process of making it. So make it yourself, much cheaper. All right, starts boiling, getting angry, so you gotta be careful so it doesn't boil over. You don't want chocolate all over your stove, especially after you spent yesterday cleaning it. No, you don't. So just keep stirring it. Same thing with this. Let's see what our temperature would even be at. Let's see, we are at, I only gotta go to 220, so it's not too far. It's just the sugar is one of those things that takes a little bit of time to boil, just a few minutes. So I'll just keep my eye on it right here. I'm grabbing a couple ingredients for my next thing I'm making. There it goes, wants to get up. Just keep stirring it down. I was like running, I'm like, grab the egg, grab the egg. I'm just trying to get all my ingredients out. I think I can run and go get my mixer. I'll try to get my mixer out before it explodes. Did it. Ooh. So what did you spin? All right, so those are gonna sit over there for a little bit, cool off, and then I'll put them in jars. Next thing I'm gonna do is a sugar cookie crust. I was just watching Lynette Yoder's channel. She is a Mennonite here in Sarasota, which is close to me here, and I happened to watch what she was making. I learned, like, I grew up, I'm gonna say Americanized, like we had, you know, the white bread bologna sandwich, little Debbie cake, juice box rolled up, and, you know, dinners we'd do like Schwan Man meals, and we had some homemade stuff, but that was, I say American because I know America's changed, but that's how I grew up back in, you know, as a kid. And then when I went to get married and learn how to cook, it took me some time to learn how, and so I had a Mennonite friend, Barb, that taught me just by watching her, because we'd go to their house and I was like, the food was amazing and delicious. And so Mennonites know how to cook. Yes, that's, they, you know, they train their daughters and to become wives and mothers, and again, to have careers, things like that. But most of the focus is the home. And so they know how to cook. You want to go to a person that knows math skills and good accounting, go to somebody that's in finance. But you want to know somebody how to cook, skip the culinary school. Those are fine too. Those are good, but go to a Mennonite home and eat. And, oh, so good. I'm sure there's bad Mennonite cooks, but I've only come across really good, yummy ones. And so my cookbooks, where we get a lot of our cooking from is based on Mennonite. I do something completely different. I'm not perfect at all, but I'm just saying that's where the cooking, and I think like the kids go places and eat and they're like, people are like, this food is, so good, or they love to go out and eat, and they eat these delicious like Mennonite Amish restaurants, and like, it's so yummy, and they're like, Mom, that's the same food we eat. I said, exactly, it's flavorful, it's yummy, it's delicious. It just has good tasting things, the way food should be. So anyways, I'll flip through her channel sometimes if I get a chance. I'll watch her things. And so one thing she made were these cute little cookies. There was like a sugar cookie, and she had like a, basically it was a fruit pizza, but in a little mini cookie. And I thought, those are so cute. And I'm like, you know what? I have never, ever made a fruit pizza, ever. And the reason why I've never made a fruit pizza is because I've had little kids. And when you have little kids, personally, when I have lots of little kids, not everybody loves the same thing. So like if I were to put a bunch of toppings on it, they'd be like, ew, that's mixed with that. Or, or when I did buy fruit, it was more like, okay, what does everybody like? Let's make that to make it less. So we do a lot of strawberry pretzel dessert, things like that, because people like that. But I've never made a fruit pizza. So I thought, I kind of watched hers and I was like, you know what, I could do similar recipe and different like filling and different topping, but I just went on to find a recipe. And so Sally's Baking Addiction, she's a full, like her recipes are good. So I know those are foolproof and gonna be delicious, because I'm like, I don't wanna make this and have it be a fail. So I'm like, let me go, and I saw her website pop up and definitely choose that one. So I'm gonna make her sugar cookie crust. I'm gonna double mine, and that's what I'm gonna do for my crust. Her filling is a little bit different, and I'm just gonna do a little bit different on mine, but that's okay. I'm like, it'll be yummy. So basically you're gonna put into your bowl here, you're doing 1.5 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Whisk that together so it's all mixed up. And then over here, we're gonna do 1/2 cup of butter, 3/4 cup of sugar, an egg, a teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm gonna mix those two up, put them together, and put them in the refrigerator. It'll be yummy. I think it'll be delicious. I feel like it'll be something the kids will go, that's yummy. Where I'm gonna kind of divide the pizza up, because I've got strawberries, I've got blueberries, I've got blackberries. I even have pineapple. Instead of pineapples, I've got pineapple topping from ice cream still left over. So I'm thinking that was the only topping left. We have strawberries topping too, but we're using that for the yogurt. So I'm thinking to incorporate that in there, it'll be delicious. And bagels they're still working, right? Yeah, they're still rising, doing their thing. So I'll let them keep doing their thing, and I'll make this crust. Okay, this says to put in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, not too much longer. So I'm just gonna put it right in there because it is nice and soft and fluffy. Okay, something else I'm gonna make right now is strawberry pretzel dessert. I'm not gonna do all of it because I told you I'm filming kind of ahead so that I can give myself some days off, which I'm excited to do. But strawberry pretzel dessert is one of those, like, you're in the kitchen a lot doing multiple steps. And I don't mind doing that. I just know what I planned and I would like to have some time off. So I'm gonna make the crust for it. Also the filling, but not add it in just yet. And then that way, all I gotta do is put it on top, make the jello, even cut up the strawberries and do all that so it's ready for it. But the crust can sit for a few days. So what I'm gonna do for my crust here is pretzels on the bottom. Now we bought these at discount store, and they've been in the cupboard. They're not even expired. I'm looking at the date. They're not even expired, 2025. But they're just not getting eaten. So I need to put 16 ounces of regular pretzels in there. So I'm like, surely a bag is 16 ounces. I'm assuming, like the bag you get the little ones, they're probably about the same, right? You're paying about the same price. So I usually use the little knot ones or sticks. I've never used these, but they're all the same. Just grind them up. So I'm gonna put these in here, grind it up, and then it's gonna be a cup of butter. I feel like I just added too much. Hold on a second. Okay, I just had to look. I'm like, am I losing my mind? I've been making this forever. The 16 ounces of pretzels, which is a whole bag, it's about 3/4 of a bag. It's a cup of butter and about 6 tablespoons of sugar, about 1/2 cup of sugar. So we're gonna put these in, grind it up, and make the crust. I was just thinking something as I was grinding that up because I've got more pretzels. I have a lot of that pineapple topping left. Someone had told me that a pineapple dessert of the strawberry pretzel dessert is very good too, and I thought, surely that would be good. Not everybody in my household would love it, so what I'm thinking here, I was gonna put some on the pizza, but I'm like, you know what? I've got enough, like I've got a couple big containers. I'm thinking to make, mix this up, put this in here. This is gonna be for strawberry pretzel, and then I'm gonna do another, about half a batch of this, and then put it in a smaller pan, and then do the same thing, do the white creamy filling top, and then put the pineapple dessert on top. I feel like that would be good, minus the Jell-O, because I don't really like Jell-O. So I feel like the strawberry, like I know I've made apple pie one before, and it's basically apple. Hello, Mixie. Did you get woken up? She's like, Mommy, I'm over here sleeping. Are we sleeping? We had a nice long walk today, didn't we? She's real good. We went early. Anyway, so I've made the apple pie one before, where it's basically, it's apple pie filling. That's all it is on top, and that is delicious. So I'm just thinking, I'm gonna do that. I mean, you know what? Let me do some thinking. Okay, let me put this in here. Okay, I just cleaned out my refrigerator yesterday, or the other day, and I was doing apples. I had some apples that were all smushy. I could have chopped those up and saved them. I didn't. They were brown and some were yucky. That was a time where I'm thinking, oh, I could have cut those up and done apple pie filling. So, you know, one of those things like you're like, ah, that's okay. Let me do this again. I'm just gonna do half of a batch for what I just did. My next one, I just put, the dishwasher is my drying rack for right now, because I usually have a lot of dishes after today, and so this way I just put them all in there, and then they'll dry. It's like whoever puts them away, because I'm gonna have a whole bunch stacked up here. This way it won't take over my counter. So, okay, I've got this pan. I'm thinking this one will work right here. It's a little bit skinnier. And let me put the crust in here. We're gonna bake these in the oven at 350 for about 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna get my bagels done next. Look at this little spongy dough right here. Look at that. Very nice. Let me get a little bit of flour. It's a little sticky. So I'll do this, and then we're gonna be making more dough in here of other things here. I should mix up my next batch. Why don't I do that? Get all this out best I can. Look at right here, that's looking good. Oh, my bagels are so delicious. Look at that spongy dough, so nice. Okay, that looks great. Okay, next we're gonna do hamburger buns. So in here, I'm gonna put 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of warm water, which is a weird thing here. A 1/4 cup of sugar is gonna go in here, and then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of yeast. And then you're gonna add a 1/3 cup of oil. I'm gonna use coconut oil because that's what I grabbed. Yeah, I know you're supposed to measure on your countertop. There we go. Then I'm gonna put this on my little machine and let it mix up for just a few seconds. You kind of let it set for just a few minutes over here. And then you add 1 egg and a teaspoon of salt. I have found that the egg doesn't want to, get separated. It wants to stay whole. So let that mix for a minute, and then we're gonna add in 3½ cups of flour. So I'm gonna cut this dough up here, divide it into 16 pieces. sitting here and I heard the dog barking. I'm like, what is she barking at? She's barking because my timer's going off. She's out here laying in out here getting her sunshine. So she likes her warm sunshine. The house is a little chilly. I got the air turned up a little bit. So the next thing is the cookie dough. So I'm going to take that and I gotta see. It looks like, I guess it's going to be good. I feel like it's going to be a little sticky to her. I think it might not stick. I'll put some flour in my hands. I'm going to do it in a pan. I'm debating how to do this because you want it like a pan, like a pizza pan, right? Because it'd be like cookie pizza and roll it out. Let me do that. Let me get, this look pretty or something else, but pizza pan will be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna get some hot water boiling for my bagels to drop them in, but I'm gonna take my chocolate sauce and the sugar syrup and put it in a jar. So my cookies came out of the oven. I put one on the bottom, one on top. Cookies in the oven. I have to be so careful. The bottom one browns real quick. So that one browned in the bottom. I'm gonna let it cool, lift it up, make sure it didn't burn. Got my glove on here. I'm gonna do my water, wait for it to boil. So I'm gonna hurry up and make up chicken patty sandwiches so that we can have tonight with our buns here. So the recipe I'm gonna use is mine. Half a cup, it's gonna be 2 pounds of ground up chicken. I take chicken breast, chicken tenders, grind them in the food processor and freeze them. So they're in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna take and kind of pull out. I try to pull out the veiny stuff beforehand, but sometimes things get lost and I'm looking there right now, I'm like, oh, there's a big ball right there. Pull those out so nobody eats those, that's gross. Then you add a half a cup of breadcrumbs, an egg, paprika, salt, pepper, garlic, onion, mustard, Worcestershire sauce. And then just mix it up real good and then you coat it in breadcrumbs and then we're gonna deep fry it. So I'm just gonna do that here and get these made up. All right, finally over here to the bagels. My water's boiling. Normally I add white sugar to mine. My bagels don't get very dark. Originally I think it was honey, but I'm out of honey. So I saw sugar was good, but I used brown sugar. Someone said to use, to make it browner. So I'm thinking that'll work with that. So let's put these in right here, they're there. You just take and let them boil for a few minutes each side. What I'm gonna do over here, I'm gonna turn my fan on so it doesn't smell, because we don't want the house to smell like chicken. I'm gonna fry the chicken over here. I put some oil in my cast iron. I'm just gonna turn this on so it doesn't gets the smell out of there. And we fry each side till it's golden brown. That'll be dinner. I cleaned up this so it's nice and clean. I've got another batch to go in. These are cooking great. Lower and slower so you don't burn them. My cookies turned out. I checked the one that I thought burned on the bottom. It did not, so that's good. So I'm gonna get out my hamburger bun dough here, divide it up, nice and fluffy, divide it up, and then get it rolled out into 8 buns so that can rise as well. So then we can start mixing up another batch of dough. We're doing some pizza dough here. So let me get this out of here. All right, we'll keep this open here. So we're gonna break this up into 8 sections, make it into like 8 little discs, or how many? I think I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. We're gonna do 7 patties, or 7 buns, because that's what I have made up for chicken patties. So this will be good, and then I'll just keep watching that as well. You know what, I turned it up just a tad because I'm like, let me get it a little bit faster. And it burned, kind of burned. Slow it down. All right, fans on to give it a smell. Chicken patties, perfection. These are good. I was making them for a little while just with buffalo sauce, and that's fine. They like them, or like hot sauce, and that was good. So I'm gonna cover these. They're gonna go in the refrigerator because this is dinner later tonight. All right, let's keep moving. Cleaned up my mess over there, put the pan away. I walked outside for a few minutes and then turned the pool on and came back in. I'm like, it smells like bread, so that's good. So what I'm gonna do now is get my piece of dough rolling in here. So I need to get some water. I'm gonna go get some oil out. We've been making this dough forever, and it's very, very easy and delicious. Okay, it is 2 packages of yeast, which is going to be 3 teaspoons is for 1, 2 2/3. So I'm going to do 2. So that's going to be my yeast. And then I'm going to add in 3 tablespoons of sugar. Put my water in too. I'm just waiting for it to get nice and hot. It's not that hot, even though it's really hot outside. It's not that hot for the water, which is funny. 2 2/3 cup of water. 2. Okay, 2 2/3. It's all about the space. So I'm gonna put that in here. What else is in here? And then it's vegetable oil. I'm gonna use this stuff, coconut oil, because I have it. Let me show you here. 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put that over here and here. Let this mix for just a minute. Add a little Italian seasoning while you can mix it in garlic. It'll taste really delicious. But do it before, otherwise you got to knead it in perfectly. Okay, I decided I'm gonna do the same topping that Sally's Baking Addiction did for her cookie, because I'm feeling like mine would be a little bit more fluffy. Okay, so hers is cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of butter, and then mix it up, and then you add 1 1/4 cup of confectionery sugar and vanilla. I feel like that's gonna work. So let me put that in here. So my cookies, I lifted this one up. It's good. The other one is good. So the mixture is nice. This is good and mixed. I need to put on ferment. Okay. You would think I'd know this by now. Okay, ferment. That's what I needed to do. So what bagels are done. I'll get those in a minute. The cookies look delicious. This is good. It's like a nice glossy kind of topping. So I'm glad I made this one versus using the topping that I would use for our strawberry pretzel dessert. So I'm going to put this, just divide it up on the 2 and then just spread it on, and then we'll let it sit for a minute while I get the fruit. Is that it? Yeah, okay, so just spread it on. I'm not going to rinse this out because I'm going to mix up my next batch, which is going to be cream cheese, sugar, a cup of sugar, and Cool Whip. Is that nice to mix? That's mixed. So let me, let's put that in here. Might as well keep doing a bunch of things so we can get done. What else am I going to do? I was going to do Rice Krispie treats, but I think I'm going to skip that because I feel like we got enough going on today, and I'll save that for another time. That was just something I bought at the store because we bought marshmallows, and I was like, oh, that'll be a good treat. So I'm going to skip that today, and then I'll have to do all my fruit right now. So that'll be perfect. The only other thing was mixing up taco seasoning, I think, but if I don't, that's okay. There's always another day for that. You guys are coming back, right? We're always gonna be here. We'll have another day to do that. So put in cream cheese in here. Cream cheese, there we go. Let me get a cup of butter. Or not butter. I was looking at the butter. A cup of sugar in here. 1 cup of sugar and this. Then I can put my sugar away. So I'm all done with that. And let's put this in the mixer. Okay, doing great. We've got our, I covered up the pretzel dessert, the bagels. Look at, those are great. They didn't get much browner, but that's okay. Maybe it's something to do with Florida. I'm sure there's Floridians that make it dark. It made it a little bit, but not too bad. Maybe it's just my oven. So I got these. Strawberry pretzel crust, I'm gonna keep covered. I'm gonna put that in the refrigerator, because we're making that on a different day. And then I'm gonna take the filling here, saving most of it, and then I'm going to make the, I'll put it in a container here and I'll cover it, and then I'm gonna make a little bit on top of this other pretzel crust I made, and we're gonna put pineapple on top. Something different, I know, something different, and we can have that with the fruit pizzas tonight, so just trying something different. I feel like that's gonna be great, just simple, easy, right there. Okay, so now the pizza, I need to kind of make it like decorative, right? Like looking all pretty, but I feel like I want to put the pineapple on it as well. So I might like do multiple, divide one in half basically, do pineapple on one side with the fruit, just do some with it. So I'm getting creative here. This is it's not gonna be a static first time. I'm not perfectionist, just working on doing something. Okay, if you don't know already, I don't like that fine detail stuff there. I have some kids that would sit there and rearrange this and make it perfection. Brooklyn would be one. Lauren would have been one. Where they made it look real pretty and aesthetic. Me, not me. Maybe in my older age I will. Well, it's my older age. I will, but this, what I'm finding is I could have bought way less fruit. In my head I was like, I need to buy 2 things of blackberries. I need to buy 2 things of strawberries. Yeah, I could do way less still. So if you're making this is even a double batch. You could buy just 1 blackberry. The blueberry was the whole thing, but you could even get a smaller blueberry. This, and more than likely just 1 container of strawberries would have done all of this. So that's very good to know here. So you know what I'm thinking? Because you know, I always thinking ahead. I'm thinking that dessert that I put the pineapple on, I'm like, why don't I put some fresh fruit on there? Like, why not? Like, you know what I mean? I'm looking at that as like fruit with the pretzel topping, not so much like to be like strawberry pretzel dessert. So I'm thinking I will open that back up and put some of this on there. But this is that's awesome. If there's a lot of stuff here, we'll actually have some extra berries too. So we'll try. You know what? It's fruit. It'll be a different thing to try, and everybody can kind of say, oh, there's my timer. Let me check my buns. Let's back up. We're going to add to this as well. Okay. I'll try something. See for myself, hold on. I don't know candles to burn. For myself, I want a piece of something overfilled and looking delicious, not just plain flat. That's why I will overfill these. You can definitely get away with doing a whole lot less and making it flat, but look at that. I know it's gonna be delicious. Okay, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this one. I feel like cookie's okay. I just don't love cookie. I feel like this is gonna be delicious. So yeah, good on this. I'm like, wow, I feel like I should put more in there. These I'll cut up because we're making strawberry pretzel dessert. So they will be all ready. I'll get them cut up so we can have them all ready to go and just pour them on top of our thing. So awesome on these. I think it's gonna be delicious. I wanna try one right now, but I feel like I'm gonna wait. I'll wait till dinner. That'll be good. Okay, so I'm feeling great. The buns came out, they look good. Look at those. Those are humongous. I can definitely make those way smaller, but look at those nice buns. Look at, that's like a hamburger bun, homemade right there. That'll be for dinner, along with, we're gonna do those little hash brown patties that I bought at the discount store. We'll have the fruit pizzas and the thing for dessert tonight, which will be awesome. This, I'm keeping here with this. I'm gonna hide these because they will get eaten. Those in the back of the refrigerator. And then the only other thing is to do my pizza dough. Like I said, I was gonna fill up my taco container right here, but you know what? I'm gonna make a note to myself to write down taco seasoning. I've got taco meat outside, so I'm not too worried about refilling that right now. I was even thinking in my head, we're doing haystack, or not haystacks, what are those things called? We got the Frito bag things, walking tacos. So I was gonna make a bunch of meat up, but I'm like, you know what? I've already got it cooked in the freezer. I'm taking it out and taking it out. We'll just heat it up. I've got lettuce I bought, chop that up. We've got cheese, I've got tomatoes, onion, all that. So I'm not worried about that at all. And like I said, the only other thing was gonna be Rice Krispie treats. We're skipping that today, so awesome. So now it's gonna be the dough here. I just have to wait for it to rise a little bit. It's almost there. And then I'm gonna put that in a pan, bake that in the oven, and put that away because we're gonna be doing pizzas, big giant pizzas for everybody. So I'm good. So I'm gonna clean up my mess here, have the kids come down, do the chores. I'll show myself still doing the pizza dough and then like call it a day. So I'll throw the pizza right here. Pizza crust is here. It's in the oven. It'll bake. You guys know what pizza crust is like, right? Look at that. I'll cook it just till it's almost done, and then just take it out, let it cool, and put it in the refrigerator. So that's it. Awesome. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, making food. Oh, love. This is my favorite thing to do, making food for my family. I mean, talking about Jesus is my #1 favorite thing to do, but if I had to do something in the home, it'd be making food for my family. So I hope you enjoy it. I'll let you know on Monday how delicious this was. I know it's gonna be great. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Come for some encouragement. If you need some, get outside, get some sunshine in your body, about 10-15 minutes. It'll feel great on you. And then encouragement, Saturday and Sunday, Monday, back for another video. All right, I'll see ya. Bye.